Welcome to your class today. Today you're going to need something that looks like this for your practice, although a chair will also work quite nicely, or a low stool, or a Tupperware box, something like that, something that's pretty solid. Low chair for when we're standing up, but Tupperware box or a block if you have it, something quite solid. And if you don't have something very solid, you can also see how you get on with a cushion. You could fold it in half. That's for putting under our sacrum when we're lying on the ground in a moment. Today is a bit of a focus on our hips. So start today lying down flat on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the ground, or you can stretch your legs out. Rest your hands on your belly and then close down your eyes. And start by taking a deep breath in through your nose. Sigh your breath out through your mouth. Give yourself this time at the beginning of your practice, not to go straight into the physical practice, but to allow your body to be here. Let your mind also come and join you, your emotions. Just feel mind, emotions, body, all here together. If we jump straight into our physical practice from what we were doing before we came to our space for practice, then maybe we're still with our minds in that other place. Begin to pay attention to your breath, observe your breath. And start to deepen your inhalation and lengthen your exhalation. Especially if you have been sitting down, working before you came to your practice. It could be that you were sitting in this way where the breath was all in the top of your chest. And now as you lie down, you can use more of your body for your breathing. So have that feeling of expansion in the belly, rib cage, upper chest lifts, and then feel that release of the breath, tiny contraction at the end. So you're making your exhalation a more complete exhalation. Smooth and steady breath. Slow your breath down in a way that breathing is still effortless. Notice if your mind feels quite busy with the stuff of the day. And if you notice yourself starting to think about that stuff, feel good when you notice, and then guide your awareness back to your breath. It's difficult to stop thinking about stuff. It's difficult to stop thinking. Our minds, we can't really control that, but we can give our minds something else to concentrate on. So now we'll change the pattern of our breath. Count your inhalation and then hold your breath for that same count. And then as you exhale, make your exhalation twice as long as that count. So if you were inhaling for a count of 2, you can hold for a count of 2 and then exhale for a count of 4. 2 and 4 is just random numbers I have selected. You could choose to count to 3 and then exhale for 6, or it could be 4 and 8. That really depends on you. Counting as fast or as slow as you want. But inhale and retention, the same length. Exhale twice as long. If you would like to, you can change your retention so that it's the same length as your exhalation rather than your inhalation. For example, that could be inhaling for 3, holding for 6, exhaling for 6. Everything as smooth as you can make it. Smooth inhalation, retention, and a smooth exhalation before you begin again. And you have 2 more minutes for this practice. Let yourself become completely absorbed in this practice of breathing in, retaining the breath, breathing out. If the speed of your counting wants to change, let that happen. It could be that the whole of the count slows down. Or it could be that it goes a little faster if it's becoming effortful. When you get to the end of your next exhalation, come back into a comfortable rhythm of breathing, steady inhalation and exhalation. From here, we're coming into our first posture for our practice today. We're going to use the block, or the thing that looks like this, on the lowest setting. And you are going to be placing it under this flat part at the base of your spine. So that flat part back on your sacrum, so not on your spine, not too low. You'll find that part where it feels comfortable to rest on, hopefully. Feet hip distance apart. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, tuck your tailbone under. Lift your lower, mid, and upper back off the ground. Couple of breaths here. Then take your support under your sacrum and rest your sacrum on this block. I'm calling it a block, whatever it is you're using. And it could be that cushion folded in half as well. From here, take your right knee towards your chest and reach the sole of your left foot up to the ceiling. You can flex your left ankle, the toes reaching back towards your face. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly lower your left foot down towards the ground. When it hasn't quite reached the floor, pause there, and then move that left leg up and down, just a centimeter or 2 in each direction. Little pulse of movement. Next exhalation, lower the left heel all the way down to the ground. Just observing sensations at the front of the left hip. You can change the intensity by bringing the right knee closer to your chest or further away from your chest. Also, you can have a slight bend in that left knee if that feels better for you. On your next inhalation, lift that left foot back up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, left foot back to the floor, bending your left knee. From here, take the outside of your right ankle across your left knee. Right knee opens to the side. Couple of breaths just to observe, notice what's going on. You can stay exactly as you are, or if you want to, you can lift your left foot off the ground, hold behind your left knee or around your left knee. And because we have the block underneath the sacrum, it could be that there's a sharp edge digging in a place that doesn't feel so good. So if it's preferable, keep that foot on the ground. Only you know how it feels for you. If you have lifted your left foot, bring it back down to the ground, and then right foot comes down as well. We'll do the same thing with our other leg. So now we draw the left knee in towards the chest. You can hold behind the knee or around the knee. And then reach the sole of your right foot up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Then slowly lower the right heel down towards the ground. When you feel it's almost at the floor, pause there and then pulse the leg up and down. On your next exhalation, let that right heel come all the way down to the ground. Notice what's going on for you in your body. If you need to make any little adjustments to make this feel better for you in your body. Smooth, steady breath. In your next inhalation, slowly lift that right foot back up again. And then bend your right knee, the sole of the right foot flat to the ground. Take the outside of your left ankle across your right knee. Left knee opens to the side. Feel how that feels for you. And then choose to keep the foot on the ground or to lift the right foot off the ground. If you did lift your foot, bring the foot back down to the ground, and then left foot comes down to the ground as well. Both feet are now flat on the ground. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, lift your hips off your support and take your block out from underneath. We'll stay here for a few extra breaths. Feel those hip bones reaching upwards, the sit bones reaching towards your calf muscles. Next exhalation, really slowly lower your upper, then the mid, and then the lower back down to the ground. From here, we're going to roll over onto our side. It doesn't matter which side, because you'll do the same on the other side in a moment. Both legs are straight, and we're going to use the block here. Bend the upper leg, bend the knee. Rest your knee and shin on that block. Foot can drop down to the ground. Support your head with your hand, or you can lie flat. And actually, we're paying attention to this other leg that is stretched underneath, the one that is flat to the mat. Lift it off the ground. And that same pulsing movement we did a moment ago. So up and down. On your exhalation, lower the leg back down again. And you can either roll over to your other side. I'm going to whip around this way so I don't have my back to you. Do the same thing on the other side. Bend the upper leg, rest it on your support. The lower leg is straight, lift it off the ground. And again, pulsing up and down here. Lower it back down. Lift yourself up to seated. Both feet flat on the ground. You can rest your weight in your hands behind you, so you're slightly leaning back into your hands. Knees are together. And then separate knees and feet. Take a deep breath in, slowly drop the knees down towards the right side. Left hip can lift up for that. On your inhale, lift the knees back up again. And then exhale, knees come to the left side. Inhale, lift back up. We'll do that one more time each side. You're just going as far as your legs want to go. They don't need to go all the way down to the ground. It's your body. Lift your knees back up again. Then knees and feet together. Drop both knees down to the right side and take your left leg off your right leg. Now, it could be that you have both sit bones on the ground. For me, that's definitely not happening. I'm lifting my left sit bone off the ground, so I'm kind of leaning to the right. Now, your left knee is on the ground, and bring attention to the outside of your left foot. I like to take my weight into my hands here. We're lifting the foot off the ground and then slowly lowering back down again. And probably you feel something around here. If you find that your leg is too bent, that might be a kind of a tricky way to do this movement. So you might want to not have this leg so bent. It's not fully straight. There's a bend in it, but not too much here. Again, lifting it up and down. Next time you lift it up, hold it there, breathe. And then lower back down again. Bring that knee back on top of the right and we'll flip over to the other side. This time the right leg comes off the left. Right knee stays on the ground and is the outside of the right foot that will be lifting up towards the ceiling. It's up and down a couple of times. This is not going to be a big movement. Next time you lift up, hold it there. Couple of breaths. And then lower it back down again. Right knee goes back on the left, lift the knees up. Again, you can take your hands behind. Now we're opening both knees, soles of the feet towards together. And you can keep your weight on the ground behind you, or you can walk your hands closer to your hips, or you can take your hands onto your ankles. That's just completely your choice. So if you're bringing the hands forward and you feel the tailbone tuck and it kind of feels an uncomfortable position like this, then take your hands back behind you and see if you can slightly tilt your pelvis forward. So if your pelvis was a bucket, you'd be pouring water out the front. Smooth breaths. And then bring your knees together. I'm turning this way so you can see the next one. Again, you can keep your hands behind you, lean back a little bit. This time, tighten the muscles in your tummy, around your core, slightly broaden across the top of your chest. Lift your right leg off the ground so the right shin is parallel to the ground, and then reach your left hand forward. If you want to, you can reach the right hand as well. So hands are here, or one hand. Next exhalation, foot down, hands down. We'll do the same thing with the left leg. Left leg lifts up, so shin is parallel to the ground. Right hand forward, or if you want, also left hand. And foot back down, arms back down. Now we'll do both feet together, both legs lifting together. Again, you can keep the hands behind, or one hand, or both hands. It's not that any one of these is better than the other, they're just different. And then arms and feet back down to the ground again. Give your knees a bit of a hug. And then from here, we're going to stand up. Come to the top of your space. You can bring your feet together Actually, no, today we're going to have the feet hip distance apart, arms alongside your body. Turn the whole of your arm outwards. The palms are either facing forward or out to the side, a little squeeze of the shoulder blades together. Inhale, arms above your head, palms come together. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, slowly come back to center. And exhale, side bend to the left. Slow movement with your breath helps you to work on your strength and control. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, arms alongside your body. Take a deep breath in. As you next exhale, send the hips down and back, arms forward and up, as if you're about to sit on a chair. Now, we've got a gap between the legs here. I want you to have that feeling as if you're trying to slide your feet apart, slide the whole of the leg. So there's this pressing of the outside of your legs as if they're pressing against a resistance at the side. Next exhalation, hands come down towards the ground. Either keep a bend in the knees or start to straighten the legs. Now, it could be fingers on the ground, could be hands against your shins or upper legs. On your next inhalation, come up for a halfway lift, so looking forward. And then exhale, hands back down towards the ground or on your shins. Bend your knees. Inhale, step your right foot back, right knee down, and the arms lift up. Now, given that we have a focus on our hips today, we don't just want to hang out here with no engagement of muscles around this area. So you can squeeze the muscles in your glutes. You can slightly take the tailbone down, slightly bring the lower belly up, and just feel what that effect has on the muscle groups around your hips. Rest your left hand on your left leg. Right hand reaches up to the ceiling. As you exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, come back up again. Now, right fingers pointing down on the outside of your left leg. Right hand reaches forward, big breath in. On your exhalation, left hand opens to the side and then diagonally or straight back behind you. It's a spinal twist to the left. Next exhalation, hands come back to the front. Come back into a tabletop position. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, tummy down and look forward. And exhale, slowly round your back. Inhale, tummy down, look forward. At the same time, reach your right foot up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, slowly round your back, right knee towards your nose. Same again, inhale, tummy down, look forward, foot lifts. And exhale, slowly rounding your back. Inhale again, tummy down, foot lifts up towards the ceiling. This time as you exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Now this right foot, toe heel it towards the right side. Bring your right hand on the inside of the leg. If you want to, you can take the foot a little further forward than you normally would. Turn your right toes out, turn your right knee out. And then on your inhalation, reach your chest forward. Now, if you've got that block or Tupperware box nearby, you could have your hands on it. Chest reaches forward, right knee opens to the side. In your exhalation, hip comes slightly back. And turn your toes and knee forward again. Tuck the left toes under. And then step your left foot forward as taking it also wide. This is quite a wide stance. Next, inhale, send your hips down, reach your arms forward, coming into Malasana. So any variation of this squat position. So it could be that the hips are low, could be that the thighs are parallel, could be that the hips are a little higher. Next, inhale, come all the way back up to standing. And exhale, arms down. Bring your feet hip distance apart again. Inhale, hands together above your head. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back up to center, hands reach up. Exhale, hands down. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, hips down and back, arms forward and up. Pressing the feet into the ground, and then as if they're trying to slide away from each other. Next exhalation, hands down towards the ground. You can start to straighten your legs. Hands to shins or thighs. Inhale for halfway lift. And exhale, hands back down towards the ground. Bend your knees. Inhale, left leg back, left knee down, arms lift up. And then take your right hand to your right thigh. Left hand reaches up to the ceiling. As you exhale, side bend to the right. And you inhale, come back up again. These fingers, left fingers on the outside of your right leg. Right hand reaches forward. Big breath in. On your exhale, hand opens to the side. And diagonally or straight back behind you. Spinal twist to the right. Where you look is up to you. It could be that you're looking towards your backhand. Could be that you're looking in the same direction I am. But let the gaze be steady. On your exhalation, hands down to the ground, coming out of the twist, tabletop position. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, tummy down, look forward. Left foot reaches up towards the ceiling. And exhale, round your back, knee towards your nose. Inhale again, foot reaches up to the ceiling. And exhale, slowly round back with your breath. Inhale again, tummy down, foot lifts up. This time as you exhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. Toe heel the left foot out towards the left side, bring that left arm inside the leg. Turn your left foot out, turn your left knee out. Hands on the block or on the ground. Inhale, chest reaches forward. Keep that left knee open to the side. On your exhalation, ease the hips back again. Tuck the right toes under. Step your right foot wide. On your inhale, hips down, arms forward. This is a comfortable position for you. You could bring the palms together, elbows on the inside of your legs. For some people, they like to have their feet parallel. For others, me included, it feels much better to have the feet, the toes turned out. Next inhalation, come all the way back up to standing. And exhale, relax. If you have a wall nearby, I suggest you use the wall for the next one, just as a kind of an assistant. So what we're going to do again is target this outside hip area, the same area we were targeting when we did this one and when we did the one where we're lifting the outer leg, outer foot, I should say. So with the feet flat on the ground, right hand on the wall, left hand can be just on your waist. And you're going to lift, keeping the legs straight, lift your right foot off the ground. Now the reason we're using the wall, and the reason we're using the wall on this side is so that we don't tilt away. It's not a lifting in this way. It's like a hoisting up of the leg. So this is my hip bone. I'm lifting it up and putting it back down without leaning to the side. So if you lean into the wall, it kind of stops us tilting away. So we're lifting that right foot off the ground and back down. Do it a few times. Lift and place it down. And of course, we need to do the same thing on the other side. You can turn around. I'll come to this side so I don't put my back to you. So now the weight comes into your right foot and you lift your left foot off the ground. And if you notice yourself tilting away, try to lean against the wall slightly. Lift and put the foot down. Could be that one side feels a bit different to the other. All right. We're going to use the width of the mat for the next part. And if you've got this support, and now this is the place where you can also use a chair. I'll put both here. We can show with both. Have that nearby. Jump, step, or toe heel your feet wide and turn the right toes towards the right side. Left toes are turned in a little bit more than your left heel. Could be that the hip bones are lined up with the long edge of the mat, but could also be that they're slightly pointing towards the corner. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your right knee, arms open out to the side, palms facing down. Then turn your head to look at your right hand. Our hip focus today, give these left glutes a little squeeze and see how it feels to slightly, like by about 1 millimeter, lift your right hip up. Just notice the effect around the left leg. You inhale, straighten the leg, and exhale, arms down. Now, hands on your waist, slightly turn your hips towards that right corner. Coming into Trikonasana, which you can do with a bend in this right knee or the leg straight, and you'll see which one feels better for you. Take this right hand either down to your support, which is outside your right foot, or rested on the chair. Left hand is on your left hip. Now you can see how it feels to lift that left hip up, like you're lifting it up towards the ceiling. Probably has an effect somewhere here. If it's tweaky in your back, see if it makes a difference. Just drop it back down again. And then think about from here up of your spine, slightly twisting it so that this is facing forward rather than down. And then either keep your hand on your waist or reach your hand up towards the ceiling. Finally, you choose whether it feels better for your neck to look straight ahead or to look up towards the ceiling. Once you've made all those decisions, which is quite a lot, focus on your breath, smooth and steady. Focus on what you are feeling where. And your hand comes back down to your waist, drop that left hip slightly down. You can bend your right knee and then lift your body back up again. Right toes turn in and then toe heel or step the feet back together. Feet are side by side. Take your weight into your left foot. Turn your right leg out, coming into Vrikshasana. Vrikshasana is a balancing pose where you take more weight in one leg and you turn, rotate, lighten the other. So this could be with the toes on the ground. It could be with the foot against the inside lower leg. It could be with the foot against the inside upper leg. That's really your choice. I'm going to do lower leg today. Palms together in the center of your chest. Feel the shoulders relaxing away from the ears, shoulder blades down your back. Squeeze the muscles here in your left glutes, that feeling of the left side of your hip pressing inwards. And if your foot is against the inside upper leg, have the feeling of that muscle pressing into your foot as much as your foot is pressing into the muscle. And turn the right knee to face forward, foot coming back down to the ground. Now we take the balance onto the right leg. We're going to lift the left leg, coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Start with your left hand on your hip. Right hand is going to reach diagonally downwards, either towards your block or towards your chair. So bend into your right knee. Hand on your support. Make sure it's not really close to your body. This is really difficult to balance pressing. If this is a diagonal, try to have the arm in a roughly straight line. Now again, your choice, how much you lift this left foot. Then straighten the right leg. Either the toes stay roughly on the ground or a couple of centimeters off, or you can start to lift the leg upwards. Same as we did in Trikonasana. So this left hip, see how it feels to lift it up towards the ceiling. And same, that rotation in from about here up of your spine. And just as we did in our Trikonasana triangle pose, hand can stay on the waist or up towards the ceiling. Gaze can be forward or up towards the ceiling. Steady breath. Just notice where you are feeling what and what you are feeling where. Coming out of the pose, lifted hand back to your waist, bend your right knee and guide the left foot back down. Come back up to standing. Now move your props to the other side and we'll do all of that on the left side. Step the feet wide, turn your left toes out, turn the right toes in a little bit more than your right heel. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, bend the left knee, arms open out to the side. You can turn your head to look at that left hand. So remember, when you're doing a yoga class and you're staring at the teacher, you're not trying to make your body look exactly like my body. It's not that this is the exact angle that you need to be. You're feeling how the posture feels in your body. It could be that your hips are lower. It could be that your hips are higher because you know how it feels for you. It's not about the aesthetic. It's about how it feels in our body. So think about what the intention of the posture is. What are we trying to do with our body in this pose? And straighten that left leg. Hands come onto your waist. I like to start for a Trikonasana triangle pose, turning the hips diagonally forward, so towards the left corner. And then left hand is coming down to the support, which is either chair, if you have back of a couch or anything. You can use anything. That was feeling quite good. Right hip, you can start to lift it up towards the ceiling. Right hand can join it, or you can keep it on the waist. Remember that little spinal rotation in the mid to upper part. And back onto your hip, bend your left knee and come back up again to standing. Turn the left toes in, bring the feet together. From here, coming into Vrikshasana, tree pose, weight into your right foot, turn the left leg out. So if you have been using a block, we'll give you another little variation. Now you have the option of foot high, foot against inside leg, foot on the ground. You can also have the your toes on your block. You have that bit of support. Muscles squeezing, lifting, pressing inwards, rib cage lifting away from the pelvis, palms together, or hands are on your support. And sometimes when you're looking at a screen, it just looks like, oh, look, that's no problem at all. If you want to know if I'm wobbling in any way, just listen to my floorboards squeaking like crazy here. Dead giveaway. And turn that left knee to face forward and foot comes back down again. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. This is where we are stepping onto the left leg and lifting the right leg up. Again, you can use chair, anything nearby that you have. I'm going to use the block on this side. Turn your left foot out, step a little bit away, bend into your left knee. Hand reaches diagonally forward. I'm going to say one more thing. The left foot, we say the left foot turned out. It doesn't need to be exactly out to the side. That could be throwing you off balance if your leg is trying to turn more than your hip is comfortable with. So if you think about it, foot forward, rotate it, that's it. That's where my foot needs to be. So actually for me, my foot is pointing diagonally towards this end of the mat. Bend the knee, hand down. I take more weight into that left foot. Start to straighten the left leg and lift the right. Oh, look, I've got my chair nearby. Could be resting that foot on the chair, or I could lift it up. Think about my right hip bone lifting up a bit more, as long as that feels okay for the back. Little rotation in the mid part of the spine. Maybe the arm comes up, but it doesn't need to. And back to your waist again. Bend your left knee, guide the right foot back down. Oh, knock over your block. Feet come back together, give the legs a little shake. Okay, for this next one, I definitely do like to use a chair. You can, if you have blocks, you can also use blocks on their high settings here. If you are super flexible, it could be that your hands are coming down to the ground. So you do the one that is going to feel better for you. You can have everything nearby and you can try everything. Is that using a chair or using support doesn't mean you're doing less. It just means you're doing it in a different way, and different doesn't mean that one is better or worse. It's not like, oh, if you're doing it like this, you're doing it the best way. Think about intention of the posture, and you're using supports to enable you to feel good in the posture. Feet are roughly hip distance apart. Inhale, arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, forward fold, hands to your support. Palms can be flat. Be taking the forearms down. Take the weight into your left foot. And now the right foot, we are going to reach back behind us and lift the leg up towards the ceiling. So this is a standing splits kind of variation. Hate that word, because then we are all trying to get our legs to look like we're doing the splits. One foot on the ground, one foot reaching in a general upwards direction. See if you can have the feeling of the heel reaching back and up. This is starting to feel quite intense. Does it feel a bit better if you lift your body up slightly? If you're like super comfortable, it could be here all day. You could give yourself more challenge by reaching the hands down towards the ground, or even holding around your ankle. Now, bend your right knee, bend your left knee. And then on your next exhalation, straighten both again. Bring your palms to your support, so lifting your body up. If you're using blocks, your blocks are on the highest settings. If you're only using the floor, you could bring your palms together in the center of your chest. So we're going from standing splits to Virabhadrasana, Warrior 3. Now, next transition can totally be right foot coming to the ground. On your inhalation, either via the ground or without touching the ground, lift your right knee up, coming upright. If you're using a chair, put your foot on the chair. If you don't have the chair, you just need to hold your leg off the chair. Left hand comes around the right knee, right hand reaches forward. You've done this earlier. Big breath in on your exhalation. Spinal twist to the right. So if you don't have a chair, you're holding the leg and it's a balance. If you do have the chair, rest your foot on the chair so that you can explore the twist in a different way. On your exhalation, come out of that twist. Hands come back down towards the ground or the chair, and the foot reaches back up towards the ceiling. So you're back in your standing splits. And then take that right foot back down to the ground. Bend both knees, hands to your thighs. Inhale, come back up to standing. 2 legs, so we need to do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold, hands to the chair. So with no expectation that this will be a same experience on this side. And we're also not going to define the experience as better or worse. It's just going to be different, and we're going to be interested in how it is different. Take the weight into your right foot and lift your left leg up. Again, you can take your forearms down. Keep the hands. You could take the one or both hands down towards the ground. Hold the ankle. It's just options. Then bend both knees. Bend your left knee and your right knee. And then on an exhalation, straighten both legs again. Bring your palms to the seat or to the blocks, fingertips to the blocks on the highest setting. Come into more of a Virabhadrasana 3, warrior 3. That means the body is a little higher, the leg potentially is lower. Then next inhalation, that left foot is coming onto the chair or the left knee lifting up. Remember, you can come via both feet on the ground, lift your body up, and then lift your left knee up, foot on the chair or not. Right hand around your left knee. Left hand reaches forward. On an exhalation, spinal twist to the left. And as you exhale, come out of your twist. Hands back down towards your supports. Body forward, left leg lifts back up towards the ceiling. And then left foot back down to the ground. Bend both knees, hands onto your thighs, press yourself back up to standing. And relax. Okay, back to the top of your space. On your inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, hands down towards the ground. Inhale for halfway lift. And exhale, hands down and come into tabletop position. Breath here. On your exhalation, you can let the hips come back towards the heels, arms down, head down, and breathe. Remember, this is not a comfortable position for everyone, acknowledging that. It wasn't for me for a very long time. So if in this place where I want you to feel quite nice and relaxed and you're like hating me, you can come and sit against a wall and hug your knees against your chest. You can do that sitting on a chair. You can do it lying on the ground. And when you're ready, come and sit on the floor. A couple of options for the next one. So either left leg stretching forward, right foot crosses over, and then hold your right ankle with your left hand and pull that foot back. So what you're wanting to do is rest your right knee down towards the left. Now, there is a gap. It's not that you're really putting flat one on the other. There could be a gap here. You can have the hands behind you or alongside, holding the foot. The other option here is doing the same thing with the leg underneath. Outside of your left foot, your left foot is outside your right hip, and the right foot is outside your left hip, one knee stacked on top of the other. And the third option is with the legs crossed. So you have those three options. Hands could be behind you, beside you, or in front of you with the body forward. Whichever option you've gone for, slowly ease out of it so that both feet and knees are again pointing up towards the ceiling. And you've got all those three options again. You're either crossing your legs the other way, so probably the weird way, or you've got the right leg forward, left leg crossed over, pull the left foot slightly back, left knee comes down towards the right knee. Or you're also tucking that right foot under. Again, the knees are stacked one on top of the other. Hands are behind you, beside you, or the little bit in front, and your body is coming forward. Whichever option you've gone for, just notice what you're feeling where. Could very well be that it's outside of the hips, but it could be in other places as well. All our bodies are different. All of us use our bodies in different ways, depending on what our jobs are, what our hobbies are, whether we have children or not. So there's no expectation that everything will feel the same or everything can be done in the same way. And then whichever option you've gone for, ease yourself out. Bring the legs back together. You can do that same action we did near the beginning, feet wide, knees wide, and then drop the knees from side to side. Sometimes it's nice if we do something similar at the beginning, at the end, just to see if it feels any different. And if it doesn't mean that you did the whole class wrong. It just means that for you, it doesn't feel like that. Now from here, come and lie down for final relaxation, coming into Shavasana, lying flat on the ground, knees bent and feet flat, or legs stretched. If you were using a chair earlier on for the practice, you can also use a chair for Shavasana. Rest your calves on your chair, lie your back on the ground. Especially if there's any discomfort in your back, this can feel really nice. When you've found a comfortable position for your body, take a deep breath in, sigh the breath out. Now let the breath be automatic and spontaneous in your body. Relax your body. Relax your mind. Let it be untethered. These last few minutes, just rest. Now slowly deepen your breath again. Like you're reaching that breath to every part of your body. You inhale and you replenish. You exhale and you release fatigue, release staleness. Move your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, bend your knees, roll to your side, come and sit up again. We'll finish our practice taking a deep breath in, long sigh out. Notice how you're feeling right now. And find some kind and compassionate words to say to yourself that acknowledge and give yourself a little thanks for finding time for your practice today, motivation, for your body being able to do the things it was able to do, for you to have a thoughtful practice, making good decisions for your body. And from me to each of you, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.